Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel and welcome to another live stream. I haven't been live in a while, and under what better circumstances than for some club turmoil news, because that hasn't been the case in the last 2 years, because not enough has changed apparently, and not enough crazy things have happened at Chelsea in the last 2 years since the takeover. I thought the season's done. Let's chill. We've got and secured European football. I can chill out now. I can enjoy some time, look forward to the Euros. Chelsea will take a break, reset, go into pre-season, but no. 2 days after our last game and it's already all up in the air. Pochettino has left Chelsea on mutual consent, which I infer from that it was a decision on both behalves. We'll go into that though. We'll talk about everything. We'll talk about exactly why he left, whether that was the right decision. In my opinion, it wasn't, and it isn't the right decision. I was pretty shocked to find out. There were obviously quite a few rumours yesterday, sort of whispers about his future and whether he's staying or going. But I have to say, I'm pretty shocked and I'm not happy. I am not happy. For those who were Poch out for the majority of the season and slightly flip-flopped when results started kind of inclining since that defeat away at the Emirates, and doubted him all season, and you're happy about this, then fair enough. But I just can't find any good or any happiness in this right now. And I think that, frankly, this is going to break Chelsea even more. And I'll get into my reasoning. But yeah, guys, pretty shocking decision, mutual consent, although I do feel that this was on a bigger behalf of the owners. Recruitment, obviously sporting directors have sat down and said that there's no bad feelings among them, that there was talks, and Poch basically felt that if he wasn't going to have, well, this is basically what has come out recently, that if he's not going to have more agency in the transfer window and he doesn't really have a say in who stays and at least who comes in, then then he's not going to be able to stay apparently. So God forbid a manager wants some agency at the club. Nowadays, obviously, there's a lot of people got brought into Chelsea for that job, to recruit, to bring in players, to scout talent, to bring in people and slowly rebuild this club. But instead, we're just going to chop that one guy that worked so hard this season to build relationships. Clearly, it truly means nothing. Pochettino didn't do a lap around the pitch like all the players did. But do you know what he did, guys? Because I was at the game. He went round the pitch and he said bye, and he said thank you to every single staff member and every single staff member that was pitch side, that worked at Chelsea that day, regardless who it was, whether it was press officers, whether it was communication managers, whether it was photographers, whether it was assistants, anyone else. Because when he arrived at Chelsea, he said something. He said, I'm going to work hard to build relationships because this club needs it. After so much change, after losing a club owner that literally brought us so much success, made us happy for 20 years, after Marina, after Poch, after so many club legends left the door, you've experienced a lot of loss. I'm going to try and repair that. And he put effort, guys. He put effort. He was dealt with players that he didn't buy. He was just given these youngsters that we recruited from all around the world. And they said, look, Poch, here you go. You make this a team. Get us into Europe. Doesn't matter how poor, how much lack of identity we've had, how many new players have arrived through the door. You've got this job. Do it. And you know what, guys? For the most part, he tried. Where he went wrong, I criticized him. Where he set us up wrong, I criticized him. But one thing that I spotted and I truly valued at the end of this season, guys, upon reflection, was the fact that he was able to build some sort of relationships with the players that arrived through the door, the players that barely knew each other, the players that had literally just arrived and moved to England with their families, the players that were just playing their first year in senior football. And Pochettino put effort and did his best he can to try and gel this team. And towards the later part of the season, we started looking like we had some sort of identity on the pitch. Because guys, you know, we go to games and we watch the football and we watch what happens on the pitch, but we don't see what happens behind closed doors. We don't see what the manager says to the players in the dressing room. We don't see none of that. So of course it's so easy to blame and just to look at the surface area, look at what's on the pitch and say, well, it's all going wrong. But actually behind closed doors, it's all about relationships, like in any other job, like in any other aspect of life. And that's what Poch has been trying to do. And yeah, there you go. And now it's happened. So I'm shocked. We are starting from scratch. And you know what, guys? If anything, we are below scratch. We are starting from below zero because everything is going to keep chopping and changing. How do you think the players feel knowing that Pochettino's gone? What process are they believing now? When they signed their contracts at the start of the season or last year, they were told this is a long-term process, okay? Be patient. You're going to be working with one manager who's going to get to know you, who's going to unfold your talent, who's going to work with you, believe in you so that we can get you playing in a good way. Oh, and then 1 year later, he's gone. And they're going to look back and think, oh, yeah, same thing happened to Graham Potter. Oh, yeah, same thing happened to Thomas Tuchel. You know, the guy that won them the Champions League in 6 months. Nobody's going to believe in anything anymore, guys. We are sold this dream of trusting the process. And they at the club can't really stick by a process. And as much as I believe that, you know, things didn't work out, and I want to believe that, it truly was starting to, but it was obviously going to take some time. A lot of you laughed at me this season that I was banging on about time. Oh, Nina, how could you settle for these standards? How could you dig us so low that we are doing great even though we're 9th and 10th? Why are your standards so low and this and that? But guys, I just truly chose to believe that this was always going to take time. But guess what? If the owners don't believe it, if recruitment doesn't believe it, if sporting directors don't believe it, why should we? And the players are going to be next, guys. The players are going to be next. How do you motivate young players that have literally just arrived, are sold a dream, and then the one guy they got closest to at this club they just arrived to, gone in a heartbeat? Doesn't matter. But guess what? You can't go. You're locked in for 7, 8, 9 years and you're here to stay, regardless which manager comes in, whether they like you, whether they don't, whether they choose to work with you in training. It's all going to be chaos, guys. I'm sorry. I see no positivity in this whatsoever. And frankly, however bad Poch was tactically at times, however bad his man management was in games, substitutions, and etc., he never tried to build this fake relationship or give us this fake ideology. And he was always pretty realistic. Yeah, at times it looked like he waffled and he said, you know, things that just didn't look like were going to happen. But he truly understood that, you know, there was something building here. It looked like he liked working with the players. And frankly, when you're just dealt this whole big guys, do you know what's the worst and the most funny thing? I just don't know what to do, laugh or cry about this thing, but it's the fact that recruitment literally said, we're going to bring all this young talent. They chose and they took and they said, okay, you're going to work with these players. And then Graham Potter couldn't unlock it. So then obviously Frank Lampard tried and then that didn't work out. And then they chose Pochettino because he's got a reputation for developing young players. And nope, apparently that's not going to be good enough. So now we're turning heads to managers that have had one season, you know, up in the skies, that have been high flying, relegated to the Championship, and suddenly they are all good enough for the Chelsea job. So no, guys, I have little faith in what's going on here at Chelsea's future. Yeah, young manager. Is that what we want? Yeah. What was it? No over 25s. Yeah, well, let's have a look at which managers are out there now. Under 25s only. Oh, God, it's ridiculous. And you know what? As much as I want to believe it was a mutual decision, we all watched that interview where Pochettino said that he was invited to a dinner and he thought if it was bad news, he wouldn't be invited to a dinner, right? But no, come on. If you're invited to dinner, there's obviously things to say. There's obviously things. And then if Pochettino in the process said, well, okay, if these are your plans, I want to have some agency here. I want to bring and replace Thiago Silva's experience. As much as I love the players that you gave me at the start of this season, I want to bring in a few of my own. Is that okay? Can I keep Conor Gallagher? Can I keep Trev? And if they said no, then guess what? Pochettino's got some pride here. He's got some actual pride maybe here as a manager to say, well, actually, actually, okay, I'm not going to stick it out here. You want me to do a job here, but you're not going to let me actually implement my strategy or bring in a player that I wanted. So do you know what our club wants, guys? A yes manager. So there we go. Let's go look for one. And for those of you saying Thomas Tuchel's going to come back, guys, I love that bubble that you are all living in. But if Thomas Tuchel loves himself a little bit, he's not going to come back to the club that literally kicked him out when things were starting to blossom a little bit. Yeah, footballing style maybe was declining, conceding goals, scoring goals, declining, but it was things that could have been fixed. We went ahead and had a good transfer window, and we could have done it with Thomas Tuchel. Obviously, a lot of people at the time thought that was the right decision, but to now say he's going to come back, no, guys. If Thomas Tuchel is a yes manager, then yeah, sure. But as far as I remember what Tommy Tuchel was like, he is never coming back, guys. So I'm so sorry to spoil the party for all those that are hopeful. It's not going to happen. It is absolutely not going to happen. So yeah, I'm truly intrigued to see what's next. I am truly intrigued, Chelsea, to see what comes next. I actually just have no idea. Yes, and breathe, guys. I just felt like I needed to get this rant out because I was angry. As soon as I saw the news, it hit me and I didn't expect it. So, yeah, I'll trust the process, guys. Even our own owners don't trust this process that they've set out. Yeah, it's just unbelievable, you know? Unbelievable. Let me see what some of you are saying in the comments. I didn't even get to say properly hello to you. But hi, guys. A lot of people saying De Zerbi here in the comments. What is this process? Yeah, what is this process? What player is going to want to join us now? What manager would want to join us now? Exactly, guys. Exactly. Oh, we went away from hiring and firing. No, we didn't. No, we didn't. We're just getting started. Hop on to the merry-go-round. Which one's next? You're not going to last very long. I just don't know what it was, guys. And I get that we underachieve for our long-term standards as a club, as Chelsea Football Club. But the standards changed in the last 2 years, and we all mutually agree to that. If anyone here in the comments believes that Chelsea back in March was finishing in a European spot, then fair play to you. I just personally didn't believe it because I saw the results. I saw how we were playing. And the fact that we actually somehow managed to, for our standards that we set in March, I'd say, yeah, pretty well done, right? Who expected us to finish sixth? Not me. So when I'm looking at it like that, I'm also thinking, well, if this was suddenly a mutual decision at the end of the season, then what were you thinking in March? There's not a single part of me that didn't think that surely they set targets for themselves. Yeah, okay, we wanted to get back into Champions League football. That was always the ultimate target, but things changed throughout the season when we started to see patterns of last season, you know, in the fact that we were losing games, that we were conceding so many goals, that, you know, we seemed to lack identity, being consistent with results and not know what's going on. Of course, my standards dropped. I mean, it was inevitable that it would have happened, but I personally was happy that we ended up in some sort of European football. So what's next? What manager's going to look at what Pochettino did this season and think, oh, yeah, can I do better than that with how much turmoil and chaos has gone round? At the end of the day, guys, all these people that come and take these managerial jobs are literally human beings. Who can deal with this much chaos? Please tell me. And it won't be long before the players start turning and not believing either, because if frankly we can't stick out with more than with one more manager. And even if it was mutual consent, if Poch sat down and said to you, look, this is how I want to do things, if you actually just for a second believed and learned from your mistakes, where, you know, you sacked Tuchel with no plan B, then you sacked Graham Potter when things don't go well, if you had just learned that lesson where you need to actually have a plan B when things don't work out, then great, we'd trust you. But I'm out of trust a little bit here, guys, because we've already seen this go wrong again. Ryan, thank you so much for the super chat. If you or United get Tuchel, I'll be pissed. He's still a world-class manager, and don't even think about approaching my second as Jurgen Klopp. Yeah, no, it's not happening. I've already said about Thomas Tuchel. That is a dream, and that's a ship that sailed once. If the owners wanted it to stick it out, no. Do you know what, guys? Because they were so adamant that they wanted to make this 5-year long appointment for Graham Potter work. Oh, yeah, this is going to be the guy that takes us to long-term prosperity. This is going to be the guy. And then it didn't work out. And then heads turned. Oh, yeah, we'll bring in Frank Lampard because club legend, you know, the Chelsea fans are going to love that. Let's distract and find and rummage through. And, you know, in the time they were rummaging through, they found Pochettino. And guess what now? A year later, apparently he's not good enough. So I don't really know what to think here, guys, anymore. I'm out of ideas. I've tried to be positive. I've tried to believe, and I've really, really tried to cut Poch so much slack. And I've said for the majority of the season, and if any of you guys here have watched my videos, I've told you time and time again that this was never going to be as quick of a process as it was, that we would have to sacrifice some happiness, that we'd already hopped onto this bandwagon of sacrificing our standards when, things changed since the takeover. It was always going to happen. They made it clear that they were going to build from a clean slate. They wanted to get rid of everything and every little fiber under Roman Abramovich from the old era. They wanted to scrap it immediately and start from fresh. And guess what? Yeah, it's like Jenga. Push one out, it all crumbles down. Build it again, it crumbles down again. And until when, guys, I ask myself, till when? Like, when do we figure this whole thing out? What is it now? 4 managers? It's just ridiculous. Lots of names bounced about. Calm down. Well, enlighten me. What are those names? Who's going to be next? We have had 4 managers in 2 seasons. Yes, we have. Why didn't they sack him back in Feb after Wolves if they were going to sack him anyway? Why wait until we actually started to achieve and reach Europe? Yeah, well, that's the million-dollar question, isn't it? Jurgen will never join another English club. Oh, mate, on about Jurgen Klopp right now. Yeah, look at the difference on that. Liverpool saying goodbye to a legendary manager, and we are continuing our hire and fire process. The irony in that. Oh dear. I don't know what to say, guys. Are there any more updates? Let's have a look. Apparently they don't really know who's going to be next. But we have heard rumours, haven't we, towards the end, that names have been considered and things. But I'm just so baffled because they genuinely made it seem for a large part of the season, when the whole fan base or the majority turned on Poch, that they were going to stick by him. And they made it seem that, they were going to stick by him. They were going to give him time, and that they understood that, Rome wasn't built in a day. And now suddenly what changed? Poch said that he wants to keep Gallagher, and you throw a tantrum because you want to make money out of him. Yeah. Well, I don't know. Oh, guys, what a big sigh. That's Chelsea for you. We just can't stay out of the headlines, can we? Season's done and we just want something else to talk about. Oh, dear. I really didn't see this coming today, guys, though. Seriously. I actually didn't know. Yeah, well, anyways, what do you guys think? Let me know in the comments down below. Don, I know you're happy right now. It's over. He's gone. Don, your dream came true. Fair enough. You and Lewis are happy now. Dear. To be fair, though, like, the fact that we finished 6th, if we hadn't, this is different conversation. So many more fans would have been, absolutely for it. It's just the fact that we managed to think, and that is reinforcement how low the threshold was, guys, for the end of this season. That reinforces how low the threshold was. Oh dear. Daniel says, I have no faith with the sport directors. They need to go. Yeah, well, that's the thing, isn't it? We said if Poch is going, sporting directors should go too. And now what's going to happen, guys, over summer? Are we sticking? Are we scrapping? The fact that the owners literally said that they need to stop, or the recruiting directors, rather, said that they need to stop with this under 25 only thing. Guys, this whole season and the last 2 years, they have literally been going back on their own goals and their own, on their own targets. How are we meant to believe anything here, guys? That this is what I've been trying to reinforce. They keep saying things, and then they'll back them, and then they will go against them and turn their backs to them originally, and then it's like it's so clear here that you're learning on the job, but yeah, it's just not going well. It is, yeah, it's quite the process, guys, I'm telling you. Trial and error, that's the process that's going on at Chelsea here, and I don't really know when it continues. Hi Liv, it's nice to see you here. I don't even think it's mush. I think Jose will go back. Absolutely not. Jose's not coming anywhere near Chelsea right now. Yep, we need stability. Well, stability is not up Chelsea Street at the moment, or since the takeover, really. Hi, Alan. Alan says, I'm shocked, but I feel Poch had enough of being told what to do. Any manager coming in will be a yes man. Exactly this. Clip this up. Anyone coming to Chelsea from here on is going to be a yes man, guys. Long gone are the days where managers come and they win the hearts of Chelsea fans. I don't know when the next manager comes through the door and we fall in love. When Lampard doesn't count, he's a club legend. When will that manager be? It had been, it's obviously been a while, and Super Tommy Tuchel was the one that united us the last, and it's been 2 years since then, and all I've heard is fans just say this manager out and this manager out and this manager out, which just tells you that this is exactly right, and you're bang on the money here, Alan. It will only be a yes man, so forget your Joses, forget your Tommy Tuchels. It's not happening. Oh goodness, what is everybody else saying? Our owners playing Football Manager, no plans for the club. Exactly right. When Stanley and Stewart need to be sacked too, since they hired Poch, and the owners now believe Poch is not the right man. Exactly. There you go. Do you trust them to make another decision? Do you trust them? We appointed them so that another decision like Graham Potter wasn't incorrectly made, and apparently it was again. And frankly, Pochettino, say what you want about him, but he was the closest thing or manager at the moment with what's out there and available that would have been happy to have a say and to have a say. And do you know what? I love the fact that he never tried to build this. He knew the fans weren't happy, and that's one thing. I truly think that Graham Potter never actually really understood that. It's one thing to not be able to control the situation, but actually understand what's happening, and it's another when you're helpless, but you also don't actually know what needs doing. And Graham Potter didn't really know what needed doing, right? Like, we all unanimously agree that he looked helpless towards the end of his reign, but Poch actually understood that the fans weren't happy. Never did he try and sell us this dream like, oh, come on, guys, it's actually all good towards the end of the season, right? He was very realistic, in my opinion, with where we were. He didn't come around and clap the fans and say, oh, look, we love each other now, don't we? No, because he still understood that Chelsea fans would have been disappointed with this season, and rightfully so, but we accepted. There's a difference, right? You can still accept something and be disappointed with it, but just understand the reality of the situation. Oh, dear. Ellie says, pain. Yep. Exactly right, Ellie. Exactly right. Oh, what is going on with my laptop? It's frozen from my rants. Hope you're happy with that. I'm not happy, Martin. I am very much not happy. Mark said, club's a joke, especially if we get... Oh, gosh. Guys, I can't even take the names. Are you talking about Hansi Flick here? I can't take anyone seriously right now. Seriously, I sat here, and as soon as Thomas Tuchel got sacked, guys, I remember... Alex from Chelsea Fan TV called me and he said, Nina, Graham Potter's being considered. What do you think? And I was like, I genuinely, Alex, cannot right now tell you what I think about any other manager. It all sounds ancient. It all just sounds too much. Oh, God, Vincent Kompany coming. Look, I'm not being disrespectful. I'm not. Great managers done great things, yeah? But also got relegated this season. Is this what we wanted? Was Poch meant to get us relegated this season and he failed? And we're now looking at those clubs. I don't know, guys. I've got a really kind of... Jesus. I didn't expect this. I did not think this is what I'd be doing on a Tuesday evening. Poch is out. He. In the headlines once again. How do they expect a young and experienced manager to work? We tried it with Potter, and look how that turned out. Well, Ella, look, I wish we could have a say. I wish we could have a dinner with Todd. I'd love to have a dinner with Todd. Find out exactly what the plans are. Or are we writing them now as we go along? Oh, God, guys. And think about it. It's one thing to not be in Champions League and fail to attract players, right? Like the high-profile players that we really wanted. And in the past, we would be linked with them and we could have them in a heartbeat. But now it's a little bit different, guys. Now players will look at Chelsea and they'll think, ooh, managers come and go. You're not always going to be picked by every manager, by the way. And there's a long-term process here, but I'm going to work under one manager and then he's going to get sacked. We might play Champions League football next year, but we might not. Do I want to go to Chelsea? And we're still obviously an attractive club. Yes, we are, but we have to be realistic here. What are players going to want? Are they going to want to come? 100% De Zerbi. Oh, De Zerbi is overrated given the issues he has caused the owners with Brighton. I dread to think who will be brought in. I don't think these owners have thought this through. No, Bazin, they really have not thought anything through. They really haven't, but I guess we've got a thing for Brighton, though, haven't we? We've slowly been recruiting staff and players, and maybe second manager is next. Oh, goodness me. Kenny, thank you very much for the super chat. If they thought Poch wasn't the right guy, why not sack him 2 months ago when 11th? Makes absolutely no sense when we are starting to build something. Exactly right. And you know what, guys? There's another thing. Halfway through the season, and it still is the case that the manager market is scarce. You look how many clubs this season, particularly like halfway through, like January, February, were out on the lookout for a manager, right? And you didn't have particularly an extensive list of the big names and those managers that, once upon a time you would have absolutely killed to have at your club. A lot of maybe managers, so many clubs out on the lookout. It wasn't like we were spoiled for choice. I think that's one thing that they probably held back from and tried to see maybe stick it out until the summer. Or just miraculously think that somehow from the moment we lost 4-2 to Wolves at home, we were going to go on a run and finish in top 4. I don't really know, guys. I actually don't really know. But build something. Build is just lost its meaning and its weight and its capacity in every single shape or form. I would love to have the term process redefined, guys. What does process mean? Get Emma Hayes in. Even Emma Hayes is escaping turmoil at Chelsea Football Club. Oh no, what a legendary manager. She is going to go on and thrive. It's time for a new adventure. And I just hope that our Chelsea women aren't going to be affected by how much turmoil is going through the men's team right now and just managers in general. We are truly finished. The light at the end of the tunnel came out to be a train. Oh, I love this, Don. This was one of my sayings at the end of the season. I said that there was a light for Chelsea at the end of the tunnel, right? That we'd gone off and responded in the best way possible from getting thrashed by Arsenal at the Emirates 5-0, just to go on a 5 consecutive winning streak, end up in 6th place. That was the light, right? We were in the tunnel and we came out somehow. European football, yay. And then you're right, there was a train at the end of it. Oh God, this shouldn't be funny anymore, but I'm just so over it. I thought you would Poch out. Nope, Martin, never come out of my mouth. And for those who watch my videos, know exactly why. I was tested twice by Pochettino this season. The first time was Wolves at home, 4-2. And the second time was Arsenal away because of the way he set us up. And I just truly think he set us up to fail that game. We were never favourites heading into a game against title challengers Arsenal and the way they were playing football, the way we were and how much turmoil we've been through. However, I did at least expect him to set us up in a way that remotely worked against Manchester City earlier that weekend. And he didn't. So for those reasons where he set us up wrong, I've questioned him. But I've just never thought that sacking Pochettino, when frankly there's not that many and limited options out there for better, was just a stupid thing to do. And I can't help but keep bringing up the players, guys. I literally cannot help but keep bringing up the players. I absolutely stand and firmly believe that relationships are so important in anything you do in life. And regardless whether it's football and you play football on the pitch, you also play football with mates. You play football with your teammates who you build relationships with and bonds. How many of you watch Chelsea games and how many of you have seen the way the players have interacted with Poch after a game? It's so important. He doesn't need to come to us fans and say to us, oh, I love you guys. I love you guys. I love you guys. As long as he is working with those players and making them believe that they can truly become these good players that we've brought them in to be, and is showing that he believes in them, is showing that they deserve it, unlocking their potential, rewarding them with game time when they play well, etc., then great. For me, that's enough, because for me, that is exactly what I've wanted to do when I watched Graham Potter last season, not know how to hold a dressing room, when he didn't know how to communicate with the players, let alone the fans. Okay, forget us fans for the moment. It's about building the relationships. And Poch was actually managing to do that. So you can say that my standards are below ground, or you can say that that's the bare minimum. But truly, with how much change at the club and how many familiar, friendly faces left the club, I truly valued that so much this season, guys. And now it's done. Square one. Oh my God, these are all young players. It's literally like school children. Like they look up to people. They look up to role models. And Poch was that fatherly figure to them. Better than watching TV, Nina. Well, I'm glad that I'm entertaining you, Mark. This is more for my sanity as well. So get this all out. Yeah. If you spent $1 billion on a club and watched that week in, week out, you would sack him as well. Are you referring to me not watching the club week in, week out? Because I have watched them week in, week out, David. I know that the way we have played at times this season has been terrible, but I just truly think, guys, and I still firmly stand by it, whichever manager walks through the door at Chelsea this season would have had and faced the same challenges, because frankly, this is a bigger battle here than just what you're putting out on the pitch, the results and everything. You're battling a new ownership here, and I just think everyone's set up to fail. You won't have a say, that's it. And it's taken, how many managers to work out that we are now indeed looking for a yes manager. That's going to be the first thing in the job description. Qualified, good communicator, yes man, yeah, you're hired. If not, don't stand a chance, mate. What the hell is going on? I don't understand anything. The owners, Gallagher and Trev will also leave the club. Oh yeah, guys, Gallagher and Trev are gone, as that was their last game, and because obviously Thiago Silva received the most incredible, well-deserved send-off he can get and the farewell that he has absolutely deserved, Gallagher wasn't really he didn't really receive a goodbye, and I suppose maybe that banner kind of in a sense was maybe that goodbye that we had for him a few games ago, and Trevor Chalobah as well. Look, the owners have made it crystal clear. It's all about pure profit here. We need to generate it somehow, and now's the time. They're going to look at Gallagher and think, Gallagher's been informed this season. You know, there's a reason that he's been playing every single game, whether Poch has just dragged that out because he's really, really liked him. There's a reason that, you know, Gallagher has gained attraction and a lot of other clubs have looked at him and liked him. They're going to look at this as the perfect opportunity this season to sell Gallagher, pure profit, in form. He will have clubs coming in for him with a fee. And guess what? I think Poch walked in and said, look, can I keep Gallagher? And they said, for the reasons I just mentioned, no, absolutely not. Same goes with Trev, sadly. You know, people will come in for him. He's been crucial. He's been incredible. Arguably what's left from playing under Thomas Tuchel in some of the best games, where I can't remember what stat Trev had, whether it was either how many games he'd started and we'd not lost a game, or how many games he'd played and we'd kept a clean sheet. There was quite an extensive streak that was pretty impressive. But yeah, again, gone are the days. It's going to all be about generating money this season, this transfer window. Yeah, a lot of you seem pretty angry in the comments. We aren't getting above the top 6 minute. Excuse me. We aren't getting above the top 6 minimum for the next 2 seasons. Bookmark it. Welcome mediocrity with open arms or cry. It's the new advert for Chelsea. Yeah, you're right, Don. I think you're right, mate. Oh, God. Guys, I don't really know how to deal with this anymore. I had to click on this video because the thumbnail had me in stitches. No manager with any self-respect will want to join us. Nope. We certainly have a thing for helping Brighton comply with FFP. Oh, yes. Oh, yes. Poch got sacked because 6th wasn't good enough. Yeah, but mate, again, like I said, 6th didn't even seem like a possibility in March. So surely they saw this coming. You know, surely you knew that this wasn't ever going to be, anything further than this was going to be possible. We're just lucky that things kind of worked out. Not just lucky, we earned it as well. We truly did earn it, but we were lucky as well. Some of the teams dropping points as well. It helped us, gave us leeway into climbing up a little bit further, but we just played our cards right in the last few games, and we managed to, really, really achieve that. Nina just heard now, thought, he was worth another season. Pray to God it's not Zerbi. If it's Ruben or Julian, I'm happy to... Julian Nagel. Is that Nagelsmann? I'm happy to wait and see. Got this feeling it's Ruben. Please let it be Ruben. I don't know what to tell you, Michael. I think De Zerbi has far too many times popped up in conversations and kind of been rumoured around the club. And I don't know, a part of me just thinks that regardless how much and little belief they have in whoever else it will be, it won't be a manager that's just been relegated or has, you know, not got experience in top flight Premier League football. I actually don't know what to tell you. Give 100 likes for Nina. Yes, guys, thank you. That's amazing. There's 93 of you in here. I think that's like the most I've had in a live stream. So thank you for joining me in my meltdown and being part of this fun little live stream. If you can hit the like button, that will make me very happy. As happy as one can be at the moment. But yeah, thank you so much. Why is all the Chelsea managers leaving Chelsea? Liv, that's $1 million question. $1 million question. I hate that word, process. Only clubs like Arsenal use stupid terms like that. Well, Ellie, our owners sold us a dream that we should be following and believing in a process, frankly. If you don't laugh, you will cry. Yeah, that's going to be my new motto. Officially changing my social media bios to that. I'm now losing interest in CFC. Not only interest, faith, trust. Yeah, all those words if you like as well. Just got a text from Todd to be the next manager. Anyone know how to coach a team? Jonathan, you'll be just fine. All you have to do is say yes, okay? Just look on Twitter. Fans always do predicted lineups. Just go for those because usually we actually can build some lineups here and it usually goes quite well when we do play those lineups. What else? I don't know. Have you got those big Chelsea puffer jackets? Like the light blue one is pretty cool. We've got a black one with the gold badge, obviously, from this season. What else? Some chewing gum. Yeah, if you could have some chewing gum. If you could stand up, sit down during the game, look at the tablet, stand up, chew like this, you should be fine, mate. Good luck in the new job. And if you need an assistant, call me. Call me because apparently I'm qualified too for this job. Oh, guys, I'm delirious. I'm sorry. I am delirious. Hi, Nina. Just subbed Arsenal fan here, but I'm surprised that you sacked Poch in light of the progress you've made towards the end of the season. Yeah, Robs, thank you very much for subscribing. Yes, join us. This is exactly what we're trying to really solve here. Was I happy with 6th place? Yes, I was, Martin. Like I said, I didn't see this in March, so I'm not going to pretend like I expected anything further than that. I didn't think we'd even get a chance to even talk about Conference League or Europa League. Frankly, that's our Champions League now, isn't it? Hello. How could you trust something to believe? How could you trust something that's not there to begin with? Well... I don't even know how to answer your questions anymore. I love you. Thank you very much. Means a lot. Big up, Nina. Big up to everyone that's in here. Guys. Yeah, let me update and see if there's any new updates. I mean, I don't really know what I'm expecting to see. Is it April? Is it 1st of April? Can we see an April Fool's? Yay. Yeah. I just don't know, guys. Well, oh God, no. Do you think Poch wanted to leave or was forced out? Like I said, Ravi, long story short, this is all I've been explaining in this live stream. But just to catch you up, I think it was a case of they went to do this end of season review and the owners outlined their maybe transfer strategies, their like future plans and how they imagine things to be, maybe selling Conor Gallagher and Trev as part of those plans as well. And Poch said, oh, hang on a minute. Can I please have a say here? Can I have this player? Can I keep Gallagher? Can I have this and that? And they said, oh, no, actually, no, that's a little bit too much agency for you. No. And Poch said, oh, okay, but I've been doing here things as you have wished, as you have set me up. You brought me in for this job. You told me here are 1 million young players. Some of them have 1 season in senior football. Others have just arrived, from Brazil. Others are coming back from loan. Others are academy players. But here you go, mate. Good luck. Yeah. We'll support you from the stands and obviously financially, like how we can and stuff, but it's all you, mate. And you know what? You're going to be the face for complaints as well. Every time things go wrong, the fans will blame you. We're behind the scenes. We'll pick up some blame, but frankly, it's all you because you pick out the players, you pick out the players, you make the changes, you make the subs, you sit in the conferences, you talk to the fans, etc. And frankly, Poch just said, look, I've done all of that and I've been here and I've tried my best and I've put on this front and I've really tried to believe in these players, build a relationship, make someone like Mudryk trust himself, make someone like Madueke trust himself, and then still scrapped because you won't let me bring and replace experience. Poch said this in January. He said, I want some experience come in. He said, I understand that your project here and your new model believes in developing young talent for the future so that these players can, in the future be worth 40, 50, 60, 70 million, etc. You're going to be the one to mold them because you've got a brilliant reputation for it. And Poch did all of that. And guess what? The moment he maybe wanted a little bit of agency and something to say, I just think that that's just not what they really wanted, frankly. And maybe they can say that the target was Champions League football this season and that wasn't achieved. But I also, a part of me just doesn't believe that, because the owners were the ones that were banging on about this process. You should do more live streams. I enjoy it. Thank you so much. I really will be doing more over summer now. There's obviously a lot to talk about, and I was actually planning on doing a comparison, this season to last season. And obviously it's going to be so contrasting in so many ways. Silver leaving is hitting harder now. Yeah, you're right. You're right. And this is the thing, guys. As soon as you get comfortable with something at Chelsea, as soon as you just start to feel like there's a little bit of longevity or something, a long term is growing here, you know, where something's blossoming, it's just cut straight from you. It's taken straight from you. Nothing is lasting long here. And there's a reason our club has been so successful, because it's been built from this strong foundation of people that have literally been building it brick by brick. People that have been at the club, understood what it means. It was all undone, and now it's just, what are the building blocks? Yeah, we are back to zero. Owners are full of drama. Look at the names of replacements we are linked with. We are definitely a mid-table club. Yep, exactly. That's so true. Let me have another sip of water. What's everyone else saying? Oh dear, guys. People are asking me who I want as my next manager. Who do I want as my next manager? Someone that might stay for longer than a year, maybe? Could that be possible? Is that possible? Mourinho. See, guys, I'm seeing Mourinho. I'm seeing Thomas Tuchel here in the comments. It's just not going to happen, is it? They are far and away. They love their club so much. Guys, can you imagine Jose Mourinho coming to Chelsea and saying, I want these players. I don't want these youngsters that you're giving me here. At least not all of them. I need some experience. And them actually letting him have a say and having his way. Yeah, guys, come on. It's a hypothetical world. It doesn't exist. It won't happen. Oh dear. Smash the like button, subscribe and share. We love Nina's Corner. Thank you very much, Now. Yeah, guys, if you can leave a like if you're still in here. There's now 118 of us in here listening to me yappa. I don't even frankly think I have any more fresh takes for this. I've been pretty clear on my stance. I don't believe in a direction here, and frankly, Chelsea Football Club has instilled more trust issues in me than any person or anything in my life ever has. That's nice, isn't it? When you love a club so much. How can we trust the process when the fans don't trust the owners? Yeah, exactly. And like I said, this trust has been like a deteriorating flower. Every decision you've got wrong has made me stand back and think, do you know what you're doing here? We know you're learning on the job because you've made loads of mistakes. You've made that pretty clear. We know you've never owned a football club before. And however successful you were out in America, this is a completely different project here, right? And I just frankly don't believe that anything here is actually happening. If they think that they're going to bring in a manager now and that we're going to get top 4 next season, well, that's funny, isn't it? Considering how many other Premier League managers now, or at least how many other teams, there's going to be Premier League teams next season that are going to be transitioning, that are starting from a clean slate. Yeah, absolutely. But there's others that have now been on this little process here and that are going to roll with it, and they're going to be more comfortable. We're going to be starting from zero, you know? And guess what's going to happen in pre-season? We might have a good pre-season. It might be like exactly what it was like with Poch. Great pre-season. You are sold a dream. Now suddenly... I've always wondered why your light switch is sideways. Guys, let me know if anybody else has a house like that. Like this is... I live in a shared house while I'm completing my studies. And this is literally my room. Like my light switches are sideways. To be fair, it's only just these ones. But... they just are this way. Like my room's just engineered quite differently. Built? I don't know. But let me know, is this like really unusual? Because people comment it all the time, and I kind of prefer it though. It's kind of more comfortable because when you come through the door, yeah, okay, guys, this is what it's come to. My light switches are more interesting and entertaining. Oh God, what's it come to? If you get Thomas Frank, I'm sitting back. honestly, Ryan, you're just here enjoying this so much, aren't you? But thanks again, really, for the super chat and all your support. It's very much appreciated, even though you are, using this live stream as a source of entertainment. Glad that you're feeling happy. I assume that you're no longer crying about Klopp. Thomas Frank, see, this is another thing. Like, these are the names I look at, and I just think, guys, you just have to laugh. I'm sorry, no disrespect, but Thomas Frank managing Chelsea, guys. Imagine. Liv, thanks for meeting me. Lovely to meet you, Liv. Thank you so much for joining. Did you see Poch's statement? I saw his quotes, and I obviously saw, and Poch is never going to come out and moan and say that, it went this way and that way. Frankly, guys, I think a lot of people maybe misunderstood him as a person, maybe misunderstood him as a manager, because we just judged him purely for his tactical output and his management style and everything. But Poch is someone that has a lot of respect for himself. And, nowadays that's an important quality to have in a manager. We're not getting another manager that has that, no offense. Yeah, nice stream, thank you so much. Poch wanted to leave, he went against the establishment and they got rid of him. Don't blame him. You want to have a little say, and you go. Poch fired himself by demanding many things. Wow, since when is that a really, really high demand? Palace manager, if we can have a manager like Palace, or that's going to have the effect that Glasner's had on Crystal Palace, then please send them our way. But for long term though, right? And not just the sort of like a fresh manager bounce kind of thing. Frankly, we're over that. We need some consistency, and we're not going to get it because there is never room for consistency. So when do we continue this on, guys? I actually just don't understand. Oh god. Guys, wow, 46 minutes of talking. You sound very qualified for coaching job. Yeah, like I said, Jonathan, I'll be a coaching assistant, so just let me know. I'm a Liverpool fan, but I think you and your channel are quality, ball fully. Thank you very much, Ravi. Appreciate the support. Shambles FC is indeed our new name. Just rebrand us. Actually, don't, because if they hear me, we might get some ideas. Sacking Poch reminds me of TT sacking. I think your club is a little too impatient. A little, really, I would say quite a bit impatient. Not saying to accept mediocrity, but there was a level of progression. Should have given him summer window. Yeah, exactly right, Robs. Exactly right, but they just didn't like it. And honestly, guys, a lot of you, and this is where I think I think I've just unlocked it. A lot of you said, why didn't they sack him when we lost to Wolves at home? Or, when things just started going terribly south, like February, March, and wherever else, and, losing the Carabao Cup final and et cetera. Well, potentially the fallout could have come towards actually approaching the transfer window. Like I said, again, Poch would have demanded to keep Gallagher, definitely. You don't just play a player. What was it? He missed one game this season. You don't just play a player every single game. Build your team around him, accommodate for him. Play other players out there, comfortable positions to accommodate for this one player who's literally performed for you all season, and agree to have him gone in summer. It doesn't quite work that way. Poch made it crystal clear. Like, Gallagher was the new star boy, the new Mason Mount. How our previous managers adored Mount. Same goes for Poch with Gallagher, right? Kind of an equivalent. And then I think we made it clear that we wanted to generate, recruitment, and owners made it clear that we would need to generate pure profit. Gallagher immediately on the table. Trevor Chalobah, throw him in there. If the manager just wanted to have one small say, and that would have been disregarded, if he made it clear that this would be a key player moving forward and building a team around him, which again sounds bizarre. I wouldn't believe, and I wouldn't have thought that we'd need to build a team around Gallagher, but this is just how I'm kind of justifying the situation right now. And then they kind of just then agreed and sort of figured out that they're not going to be on the same page moving forward, and then that's just sort of how it all kind of went down. I don't have a problem with the room. It's unusual to me. It's pretty unusual. It is pretty unusual. What are you studying? I'm doing sports journalism at the moment, so that's been pretty fun. But Baseball is all about numbers and stats. Football isn't despite what we are told. You can pull up trees in Italy and sink like a stone in England or vice versa. Yep, that's pretty accurate, guys. Nina has quality chat and banter. Toz Bowley fitted the light switch. Yeah, he did. You got it wrong. Big up, Nina. Hi, Tyrell. Thank you very much for joining. I can't believe you read the comment out about your light switch. Why wouldn't I, guys? I need some form of entertainment here. It can't all be doom and gloom. I refuse. I was happy 2 days ago at Stamford Bridge, and now I'm just feeling let down again. Cheer up, Nina, says Peter. Don't let this club ruin your evening. The club we all knew and loved is no more. You're just surviving with whatever Clown Lake wants. Yep, fair enough. Oh, dear. Oh dear, guys, dear, oh dear. Good evening, Jamie. How are you doing? Thank you very much for joining. I think you need to have a lay down and have a strong drink. What a fantastic suggestion that is. Drink the sorrows away. Yeah, guys, I don't really know what to say. Like, where to from here? We can look ahead, see what business is going to be done in the transfer window. But do you trust whoever's going to be making decisions? You know, I already blamed recruitment. I already said that they set up any managers to fail with the amount of new players they brought in too soon, too quick. Players that have just had sort of one high-flying season or one season good in like La Liga or whatever, and then just bringing them into the Premier League and expecting them to ball out in a season where a lot of Premier Leagues were clicking, a lot of Premier Leagues were fighting for European spots. I just think that it was almost too much on their behalf to expect from a manager. You know, that's why I always looked and overlooked. Simply, I just refused to believe that it was literally just the manager. It never was, guys. Never was all season. And I hope that those of you who thought Poch was the only problem, or that was, you know, the biggest problem around here, that it's just not quite the case, and we're yet to find it out. We are yet to find him out. He's been, like, you know, I've criticised him where I've needed to. He's not been clever in some of the decisions he's made. But again, any manager was set up to fail with this project. That's just what I think. You know, it was too much. The clear out was great. We all enjoyed it. Don't get me wrong. You know, we all like thought it was great and stuff. But the fact that we didn't replace the experience, we left with actual experience because we were so so adamant that this new under 25 only model was going to bring us prosperity. Okay, yeah, but you said it was for the long-term future. You didn't even let anyone for a moment try and mold it and develop it into anything. Oh, dear, guys. Thank you very much for the super chat, trick shots. I bet the ownership instigated the mutual agreement. Their rate of pushing out managers is on the same level as Bayern's. Welcome to the same circus Barcelona are currently in. Love your vids. Thank you very much, Trickshot. And again, thank you very much for the super chat. Have you got Chelsea, Barcelona and Borussia Dortmund in your profile? It's an interesting combination. Yeah, a mess, exactly. And that's why I kind of didn't quite think, you know, the mutual agreement, yeah, okay, it would have been mutual, but I think that, you know, ownership said one thing, this is our strategy, this is our process, this is how we're going to go about. And then Poch's mutual part was, hang on a minute, I kind of disagree with that. We love your accent, thank you. Look forward to seeing you on Sky Sports in the future, maybe. Thank you. Well, guys, I'm going to round this one out shortly because I'm coming up to an hour of pretty much, I think, saying the same thing. I don't want to bore you anymore. I've pretty much got my point across. I've exactly expressed how this has made me feel. I'm not happy, frankly. The little trust I was starting to build and believe in this little process that we were invited into believing has just today been, smacked back again. Back to reality. Gone is that day, those days, guys. Yeah, well, there you have it. Gone are those days. It's never going to quite be the same in the near future. I'm actually quite glad. People always joke and say, oh, yeah, you're just born, when everything started with Abramovich. Well, I'm sorry I was born in 2001, but I now count myself so lucky that I was born to see us be so successful and raised into a diehard Chelsea household. Wouldn't have it any other way. Don't get me wrong. I'm never going to stop supporting this club, loving this club, etc. But I just do feel quite happy that I've seen us lift as many trophies, because looking at the future, you don't know when those trophies come next, So close, almost. We made it to Wembley twice somehow this season, guys. So close, yet so far. But this is it now, right? The entitled Chelsea fans are going to have to sit back and enjoy, or rather not enjoy, some long years of figuring ourselves out again and fixing this big, massive mess that's been made. Let's be real, guys. You don't erase a successful slate, relationships, people that had the leg standing, and then just take it all away and hope that the success would be replicated at the same level. Never was going to work like that. It's true. But yeah, guys, we'll see. We'll obviously stay tuned for updates in the next couple of days. We'll be looking out for the next manager situation. Obviously, what's going to happen. I don't think anything's really going to happen with the sporting directors, but we'll see if anything else comes out from there. We'll find out who the names are, and we'll just hope. We'll just hope that things are going to work out someday, somehow. But it's all popping off right now on social media. But yeah, thank you so much, guys, for everyone that joined, watched my live stream. Thank you very much for your super chats, your comments, interactions. Thank you very much for liking the video, sticking around if you've watched the stream until the very end. I really appreciate all of you guys. I don't think I ever really properly got to express my gratitude for helping me reach 5,000 subscribers as well. Now pretty much on the road to 6. Yeah, thank you. It's actually today 1 year since I launched this channel. No, it's 1 year since I posted my first video. I launched it about 2 days ago last year. But yeah, wow, look at that, guys. I launched my channel in basically one of the hardest years for Chelsea, and was looking forward to us starting fresh with a new manager. Watched him fail, succeed in some measures, just to get sacked at the end of the season. But that's just 1 year at Chelsea for you. So it's been a rocky ride. We'll see what the future brings. But thank you so much for all your support and helping me. Yeah, I enjoy everything I do. Thank you very much, as always, for your support. Appreciate you guys. And thank you very much, David, for your lovely comment. Yeah, exactly right, David. Great stream by an elite content creator. Thank you so much, Ryan. And again, really appreciate your super chats. Thanks, Nina, for a great stream. Thank you very much, guys, for watching and sticking around. Good luck with your studies. Hopefully do a live stream when the new manager's announced. Of course, Martin will be back to discuss all of that. And yeah, thank you so much. Thank you very much, Now, and thank you to all of you. Have a lovely week, guys, and up the Chelsea.